Hi folks, and welcome to Parallel Projections Auxiliaries. And in our first drawing we are going to be projecting an auxiliary view, and remember, all auxiliary means is another. Now in our basic orthographic, if we were standing there in plan looking in this way, that is the elevation that we would see. And similarly, in order to see the plan view, this Lego man would have to be like Superman, flying up in the air above the elevation, looking directly down at it. Now there's different kinds of auxiliaries you can actually do, but starting off today we're going to be doing an auxiliary elevation, another elevation. So all that means is we're going to come around to the corner and we're going to look in this way and we're going to get a different view of this object. And the closest corner, of course, will be to us will be this corner here as we look in this way. Now you'll always be told in questions at what angle you're looking in at. And in today's question, for the first one, we're going to be looking in at 30 degrees. So there we are, and I'll just draw in our little eyeball looking in there. Now, I'm going to need all these corners, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring them all up. Now, when you're looking in at the elevation, you have a ground line called the XY line. And similarly, when you're looking in from here, from any corner, for any auxiliary, you're going to have, for an auxiliary elevation, you're going to have another ground line. We label that X1, Y1. But all it is another view of the ground. Now, you can imagine if you were to walk around that object, we know the heights. This is 25 mil off the ground, that's 50, and that's 75. The heights will not change because that is on a level ground. No matter where you walk around there, the Lego man walks around, from whatever angle he looks at, he's going to see those heights. So we can mark off those heights there. Now we have sort of a grid there for ourselves set up to now go ahead and finish out this question. Now I did draw the isometric here, and remember the isometric is going off 30 to the right, 30 to the left, and you do have to draw an isometric in this question. Now the closest corner we said to us was this corner here. So I might go ahead and I'll draw in that first. And we know the height on that from our elevation is 50 mil high. We can also draw in the other side of it. And in that there rectangle, I'm going to colour that blue later on. That is what I'm looking at. So I'm just standing in there now and I'm getting a different view of, or another view of this object. Now we know there's different parts then. You can work away along this. We might get this line next here, which would be this line here, or in plan there. Now I know it goes from here to here and up here, which will follow them lines up, and be careful you're picking up the two right lines. That will come across as far as there. I know it drops down then, 25 mil. Now that's 25 mil off the ground, that's 50, and that's 75. The heights will not change, but because we're not looking at it straight on, this length from here to here has become foreshortened, all the widths. And then we can put in the line going across from here. So I know it starts here and I know it finishes over there. So I can draw in that line. And then I know this guy goes right up to the top. So always keep an eye on the 3D view as well. It's very helpful for you for finishing in your lines. And this now is that orange face there, shortened in width but not in height. Now we can go ahead then and we can finish out the rest of what we can see first. So I'm going to see all this line across here. I'm going to see some of this coming down here. And again, I know it starts there. It's going to go across as far as here. So just make sure you're picking up the right line again. And we can bring that line down there. Goes down as far as there then. Now there's a bit we won't see, so we'll account for that with hidden detail. And similarly over here, there's a corner over here which drops down, we can't see that. but that corner is there in plan. Starts up here and it goes down as far as here. And that goes across from there to there. So that's that going across from there to there. So when we follow them lines up, put in that hidden detail there in our auxiliary elevation. And the other bit of hidden detail that we haven't taken account for is, yes, we can see this corner here, which is here and there, but we can't see the far back corner here, which is here. Now if we follow that line up, we know that goes from the top right down to the ground. So we must take into account for that hidden detail as well. So I'll stop talking for a second now and I'll just colour this in to help with the visualization. And so folks, just to recap there, it's our little Lego man. When we look in this way, we see the elevation. We come over here to get an auxiliary or another view. We look in here. The widths have been foreshortened, but the heights are constant because no matter where that Lego person walks around and looks in, on a level ground, the heights will not change. Same as if you were to walk around a car in a car park and look at it. On a level car park, the heights of the car will be the same at all time. So that's our first drawing done. Don't forget you have to do a sketch, an isometric sketch, and I'd recommend you do that first perhaps to help with the visualization and colour it. So hope you found that useful. Take care folks, more videos to come soon.